By any known definition, is that not a coup?
If you take a single element, picture, and not seeing the whole picture, you are failing to get the reality. As a matter of fact, it started with an uprising of millions in the streets. And then the army just responded to an appeal of the people. And it's almost exactly the same as happened with the previous regime, Mubarak. So I don't see a great difference, technically speaking. And I would see that it would have been very bad if we have let down those people.
And you don't think the army helped engineer these protests in any way?
I don't think so. I don't think so. If the army can move and mobilize millions, it must have magic to be able to convince young people, old people, women to take the street for such a phenomenon, I would imagine.
I'd like to ask you now about the crackdown that has occurred since Morsi was deposed. Starting with the fact that an estimated 1,000 people have been killed, most of them protesters at the hands of security forces. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights is calling for an independent investigation into what really happened. Is there going to be such an investigation?
We are, and the government, we are asking to form an independent investigation, and this is to our benefit. Of course, we look to the authorities to take their course, but we would like, for the benefit of history, to form an independent investigation to give a documented description of what exactly happened. We are doing it because we need it.
Now, also some 2,000 members of the Muslim Brotherhood, mid-level members, have been detained without charges. You were quoted last month as actually calling for banning the Muslim Brotherhood. Really?
No. I always said that the Muslim Brotherhood must respect the law. This movement is acting as either a political party, and political parties should not use the religion for political objectives. If they are promoting ideas for welfare and this kind, they should abide by the law to make clear their financial resources, to be subject to observation and control like any social society. We will go by the law.
Now, yesterday, your religious affairs minister announced that more than 50,000 clerics, unlicensed, quote unquote, would be silenced, would be banned from preaching. Is there a danger that if more Islamist thought and activity is driven underground, that it will simply generate terrorism?
Absolutely. I am very aware that the way to deal with political Islam is not to repress them and to push them underground, but to make sure that they abide by the law, and to make sure that we know exactly what they are saying in public, not under the ground. So this is exactly what we think.
And so now you're under this state of emergency. The police have sweeping powers. There are reports that the public prosecutors now looking into charges against many liberals who were active in the 2011 uprising that toppled Mubarak. Is there an effort now to go after liberal critics of this military, at least military-appointed government of which you're a part?
Not at all. As a matter of fact, we were looking forward to end the emergency by the end of the month. But then we were surprised, actually not surprised by the action, but by the magnitude of the explosion.
And by explosion, you mean the assassination attempt on the Interior Minister?
Yes, exactly. Which showed us that the situation is still needs to be under control. And most probably we will extend the emergency for a month or two. But we are forbidden by law to extend it more than 3 months unless we have a referendum.
Can you guarantee that liberal critics of the military and of the military-appointed government are not going to be harassed or prosecuted?
I can't say I guarantee, but I will do anything to fight any liberal who is taken because of what he is thinking, of his opinion. This is definitely something I will think that this is not accepted, and I will fight it.
How much control does the civilian government that you had actually have over the security service?
A great deal of power, and at least we have the power to say, sorry, we will not continue.
So you have the power to say no?
Of course.
And does the president, Mansour, have any control at all over General el-Sisi and the armed forces?
I assure you that we are going by the law, and the president is assuming his role as head of the country. The cabinet has all the authority to deal it. El-Sisi, General el-Sisi, is a member of the cabinet, and I can tell you that he is a very disciplined member of the cabinet.
Now, in the United States, the president has the power to fire, replace the Army Chief of Staff, the head of the armed forces. Does the president here, this current president, have that power?
The president of the republic has all the prerogative of a head of a state.
Even though that general is the one who appointed him?
It is not yet put to the test, but definitely there is no evidence of the contrary. Legally, the power of the head of the state is secured. We haven't seen that he was denied by this, and I am sure that if the need comes, he will use his power.
So can you assure the world that in the next 7 months, which is when your roadmap, your self-imposed deadline is up, that Egypt will once again have a fully elected, freely elected civilian democracy, and the army will return to the barracks for good?
Definitely, we owe this not only to the world, we owe it to our people. We said when we came for a transitional period. We know a transitional period is by definition temporary, but we are fully aware that it's very important. And we would like to be up to our promise to our people.